finished Under Ripe Bloody, and actually I have friends who have poems in this book, and I figured, since when I was looking around I found a handful of zombie apocalypse roleplays, and I figure anyone who's interested in anything zombie apocalypse might like some zombie poetry. So I figured I would show you guys some of these poems. I have about 9 poems picked out, so this video might be a bit longer because of that. I have them all marked up with all these business cards that I have lying around. So the first one is called For Once You Have Conquered Death, What Else Is Left But Art by Stephen Meads. I'll put all the names and writers of these poems down below. There's a formal element to moviegoing that makes the zombie gentleman feel debonair. His jacket, single-breast, slate pinstripes, hangs loose over his ribs, hiding the rotting portion of his abdomen. His joints no longer work smooth, but the stiff suit cuts a strong figure, disguises the more extreme lurches. The zombie gentleman is a Bergman fan, enjoys black and white, doesn't mind subtitles, doesn't like zombie film save the original Night of the Living Dead. More like a documentary, he likes those. Likes, too, the theater which shows old movies, the pomp of the art houses, classic architecture, columns, balcony seats, gold leaf, giant ornate curtains, and their tapestries, their crushed red velvet fringes at the bottom, remind him of blood, of what it was to be alive. It is life-affirming, art at its finest. The transport that is the dark of the theater is like being buried. The zombie gentleman wore a suit then, too. The jacket, stiff slates, pinstripes, made him look pleasant. When the picture starts, the light feels like it did in his fist, sinking back through the dirt in the billboards nailed behind the Venetian blinds. He's got a sarcastic oil painting of indeterminate vintage, which cracks wise and British at the expense of Bobby's hygiene or lack thereof. He's got a tube sock that can stand up by itself. He's got the Tao of Bob Saget and problems that solve themselves in half an hour. He's got thick apartment walls between him and the rest of the world. He's got stopped clocks at 8 o'clock, 7 Central, forever. He's got a guest appearance by John Stamos, or maybe not. He knows how to build a bomb. He knows how to bathe in moldy coffee grounds and wash his hair with formaldehyde. He knows how to stand as still as the end of the world when he hears those things groaning outside. He knows that if you listen for long enough, any white noise can sound like a laugh track. This one is called Zombie Love Song by Laura Yes Yes. Another person who I know, so I may have been a bit biased in picking these out. Today, in the carelessness of noon, my lover asked me, "Would you still love me if I were a zombie?" I see. Our relationship has reached the point where I need to be thinking about the future. What kind of zombie are we talking about? A Haitian zombie? Is he doing someone else's bidding? Could I cure him by giving him salt? That's pretty unlikely, though. I have to assume he'd be the standard brand of undead. When we're fooling around on the couch and he's nibbling on my neck and is sent as a lamb at pasture, it all goes suddenly horribly wrong, his canines staring deep into my flesh, nails clawing wildly at the inconvenience of my skull. He doesn't know. I was trained to decapitate a man at 1,000 paces with a single shotgun shell. I'm well versed in the science of a machete's arc, and don't test me on the heft of a Louisville slugger. I keep a challenge spade stuffed under my mattress for the instant a good man goes wrong. But in the cold of today, I find myself considering the miracle of knots, clinch knots, figure eights, palomars, wondering which would bind him best. What would help with the smell once he really begins to decay? Incense, Febreze. Perhaps most importantly, can a zombie give consent? course, health threats must be taken seriously, and knowing about vaccines and safe sex is important, especially in college. But to think that these lessons are cheapened by posting a document that could literally save our brains from reanimated corpses that want nothing more than to eat us where we stand, that's just hodgepodge. That's fucking horse feathers. University of Florida, sheer and utter poppycock. We can study viruses and safe sex. We can develop vaccines and labs and treatments for other sorts of infection. The health department hands out enough condoms, but all we had to save ourselves from the undead is that pamphlet you've taken down. We'll never have a chance to study them until it's too late. Zombie survival pop quiz. Oh, person at the University of Florida who happened to open my letter. Where do you go to hide in a zombie apocalypse? The mall, the university, home. Congratulations, you're fucked. Just like your students are since you took down that guide. How can we be expected to stay safe and be prepared for our adult lives when you have the gall to deny us necessary health resources? It's a safety issue, really. Zombie survival pop quiz number 2. What is the optimum number of people to have in your survival party? Number 3. What are the most important skills to have in the aftermath of the zombie apocalypse? Number 4. How do you balance the survival of your new clan with your food and weaponry resources? Number 5. Where do you tell your students to go when Urban Meyer stumbles off the football field with half a cheerleader's jugular in his teeth? If you can't answer that, oh person at the University of Florida who happened to read this letter, then approximately 51,000 students whose families have entrusted you and yours with their lives are now going to die. For the sake of your students, oh person at the University of Florida, please pass this letter to your superiors. Ask the medical department to hold hearings, because if you think sexually transmitted infections and drugs are all we have to worry about in college, it's time you realized we could use some awareness about all the mindless stumblers out there wanting nothing more than to desecrate our brains. Please, person in Florida, make them reconsider protecting our brains. Like I said earlier, I tried to pick out a good variety, and that one did have a different take than a lot of the other ones that I've read. This one is, I think, a little simpler, I guess. It's basically just, it's titled How to Be a Zombie, but it was done really well, so special to be. Destination-based movement is not a priority for you. Move on, or don't. Whatever. I do not recommend attempting to make a souffle. The stiffening of the egg whites requires a patience you no longer possess. Brains are just as good right out of the head as they would be in a pie. Do not eat the dead. It goes against your personal code and tastes like shit. When you run into the living, they will try to hurt you. They will want to make holes in you. They will want to make your head go away from your body. Avoid this. When you run into people you knew, it won't matter. You won't remember them. They may try to reason with you. Pause for a moment. Then eat their brains. Eat their brains so much. This one is called Eating Our Words by Inky Sarar. Sorry. We never believed in them. They were childhood campfire tales, smoke and shadow, the shuffle of an animal in the underbrush. Vampires hungered for blood, red and wet, hot and vital, to their cold pallor. They had no life. They symbolized a frozen heart. Vampires lacked heart, compassion. We were afraid of vampires. Werewolves howled and ripped things apart. Furred over and full of animal frenzy, they were growls and snarling. They symbolized the wilderness. Werewolves lacked humanity, language. We were afraid of werewolves. Zombies hungered for brains, an empty carcass speaking and yet not understanding a damn thing. They shambled slow and senseless, unresponsive. They symbolized a lack of intelligence. We were not afraid of zombies. Zombies you can outrun. They don't flip a cape and turn into a bat. They don't have some sort of carnivore instinct chasing you with claws and fangs. They have rigor mortis and one word repeated ad nauseum. Brains. And yeah, the dead rising from the grave sounds creepy, but when they push free of the earth with a speed that rivals spring carrots. I have enough time to go to the garage and back for an axe. Do you tremble at a creature less successful than a Facebook protest? What do we want? Brains. When do we want them? Brains. Vampires and werewolves are that which we fear others becoming. Zombies are just what we fear to become. Slow and with just one goal, with no understanding of what they are, like suit and tie cubicle ants groaning. Brains. Television watchers and pop culture junkies desiring only what exists in other people's heads. Brains. What did we have to fear? Until it happened. And like the difference between the holiday burning log channel and your house's smoking ashes, and you understand that this is beyond the horror of flashlights. A combination of hungers and manias, a young man thrown out of the Walker Library multiple times, finally locked into the psychiatrist ward for pica. The bloodstains on the carpets and the stacks where he destroyed an entire shelf of books before security threw him out like a weed that keeps growing back. They found one of his teeth underneath a metal shelving unit, exploitation began in small towns in the Bible Belt with no books to read. Whatever virus or mania made humans hunger for knowledge started whispering in their lovers' eyes. They say a young woman was dragged off her boyfriend's body, screaming, "I gotta know him. I gotta know him." Blood and gray matter tumbling off her tongue. PCP, they said. It was the same day we found Matt in the attic room. He'd unlocked the padlock and gone for his laptop. The lacerations in his mouth, the teeth marks and the cracked screen. We thought maybe the Amish would be resistant, maybe rednecks or the Taliban or Republicans, but this fever ran runners under every white picket fence, across every ocean. We were human. We were Eve in the garden. We needed to know. Finally, those of us with the willpower or genetic resistance left cities and found ourselves once again crowded around campfires, shuddering at the sounds of animals in the underbrush, singing the scarecrow's song to threaten each other. I would not be just a nothing, my head all full of stuffing, my heart all full of pain. I would dance and be merry, life would be a ding-a-dairy if I only had a brain. Alright, and this one is the last one. It's a short one, called Tanka, Yet Another Poem About the Zombie Apocalypse, Part 2. I guess there was a Part 1. I think I might have missed it. But it's by Curtis X. Meyer. The worst part about the zombie apocalypse won't be the smell, nor wondering if we'll live, but pretending it's not awesome. And I figured that would be a good poem to wrap this up on. So, once again, this book is called Aim for the Head by Right Bloody. I believe it should be on their website, rightbloody.com, which I can also link below for anyone who might be interested. There is a lot of other good, really good zombie poetry in this book, and Right Bloody does have a lot of other books of poetry for those of you